All right. Hello and happy Sunday, cats and kitties. As you can see, I've done all of the figures now, or I've basically blocked them in. I've got to do some details, and I've got to do this lightning bolt from the upper side. I don't know if you can see it. This lightning bolt coming in. I changed the arm position on this guy. I've added some details. There's definitely some texturing that has to go on. And I think I'm gonna put like kind of a glow around our central figure to kind of set him off. But in general, I think we're close to being ready to put this one together, and then we may even hit our deadline, which is August 31st. It is August 24th. I do have 2 other pages to do for this, but they're spot illustrations, which I hope, spot illustrations could go slower than a single page. Maybe they'll be easier. And then 3 mini scenes. And I have not even really thought about like what I want to do for the mini scenes yet. I think there should be some kind of slavering some slavering goo coming out of the gnolls. Makes them look more savage. All right, now, the other thing about gnolls is they're furry. And we gotta make sure that they got some fur on them, using the right texture. I got up a little too early this morning and I started working on this just for fun. And then I started to feel tired again, so I was watching Peep Show with David Mitchell and I think it's Robert Webb. And I just started to feel tired, so I went back to bed. And I woke up a little bit later. I think that was the right decision at the time. All right, so if we do a background, we're gonna, since we're not 100% sure that this is gonna be the final form, we're gonna put it on its own layer just so we can get rid of it later, just in case. So let's get rid of layer 1, and this is what we have so far, white and black. If we're doing a background, I'm wondering, putting the whole main character in a glow. And then let's bring back the lightning bolt. Not sure I did that one right. Getting a really good random line is a skill, and I want to say it's a skill that I don't really have yet. I watched someone doing it, and I learned a lot. It has a lot to do with line weight. Maybe part of it is I've got my brush aperture set a little bit too high. to do like a blackout background. Or we could do maybe even a gradient background. I might have to go look at some reference to see how do other comic artists manage this kind of scene. No, I want this to be a curved line. I want this one to be a graceful curve, but that's not very graceful. And if we start it as pure black up at the top, and maybe we start to fade it out as we get closer and closer to the bottom. Let's drop the other layer. One of the problems I have is I think I went too thin on this hand. I should be looking at Chickstone. Chickstone used to be able to do these big, thick outlines. That one's more prominent. I like that a little bit better on the characters. Take a look at Chickstone sometime. Like look at Chickstone's work in the 60s in King Jack Kirby, and you can see that he was not afraid to do like a 1/8" outline around the main characters. And it worked. Like the way he did it, it totally 100% worked. It doesn't sound like it would work, that you would outline these characters real thick, but it totally worked. All right, hang on. Let me get back into the inking layer, and I'm looking at my gnoll. One of the things that I think really helps figures like this is if you have a big thick outline, that you make sure that you've got detail lines that are very thin, right? So you get the variation, and that's what lends it that sense of having depth and detail. All right, I'm gonna give it a shot. Let's get back into this darkness layer. And if this all goes to pieces, we just take the layer and erase it and try and come up with a different strategy. All right. Now, if there are no breaks on this line, then it's just a matter of dropping it in. Boom. I think it kind of works. If we leave this all black, maybe we do some kind of toning in here. I think it would kind of work. All right, well, I feel a little bit better now. I was a little worried about this. I think that kind of works. And we can kind of get in kind of close with this white outline. I think that's pretty good. Okay, Now, as far as this goes, whoops. This is a temporary line. This is a temporary line. Let's go ahead and just, nope. All right, I didn't think that would work. Where's the break? Here's the break. Try again. There it is. Well, that's actually not a bad. Line there. And then we just kind of get the light coming off of this thing. And we'll do that in every direction, you know, once it comes together. I gotta get more accurate and less clumsy on these backgrounds. Well, I'm not sure. We won't know till it's done, and then we'll just have to decide, oh my God, what we're gonna do. All right. Okay, well, it's not bad, okay. We definitely have to get we're gonna have to definitely bring the black down to here. Down to here, and then we're gonna have to get in close, kind of like we did with the other figure. That's actually looking pretty cool. Hang on, and then I'm already using blackout on this leg here, so I got to make sure that you know, whatever we do, we can still see a white outline. Oh, we'll have to do that. I'll have to get into this. Let's see, bring down your size. Something like that. All right, make sure we get back on there. All right, we did. I think it's super cool. How about down here? Cool. By keeping an element you're not sure of, for example, like this background here on its own layer, you kind of make it a little bit easier on yourself, just in case you screw up or you need to backtrack something, or you just drop the entire layer like, you know, this is not going to work. You can do that. I like to have a little flying debris here. I think that is looking pretty cool. Okay, hang on. It's not all working, but you know, enough of it's working that I think that it's good. Okay. Same here. All right, where are we at? 18 minutes. Well, it's going to take some more cleanup, and we're going to continue to work this background, but I will have more art for you tomorrow, and I will continue working on this. So please like, follow, and subscribe, and stay tuned for more fantasy and comic art. I am a comic artist, and I appreciate you watching. And if you want to comment, feel free to comment. And let's see if we can fill that in. Oh yeah. All right. That's all for now. See you later, alligators.